Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today I've got a new sneaky peek journal for us to look at. This is about the very first one I made for Mom. She wrote Mom's book on there. But this was a journal card that got stuck up behind this cute little dragonfly. I love this Stamperia paper. That's what this was, and that's what a good bit of the items in here are from. This was a piece of paper from one of my scrapbooks, and I really loved it because it's got a glittery design. I did some rub-ons on here. I did the two signatures. I sewed those in, and I kind of hit it with that. What do you call that? You use it with sewing hem tape, I believe. Yes, that's it. But as you can see, I cut off to 9 inches, and I didn't want to waste that piece that came off because it had such a pretty edge. So I made a bottom because the bottom didn't have anything because that's where I cut. And I made pockets. So I've got a little pocket back here with a bingo card and something else in it. And I did an eyelet with a bead with a magnetic closure on it. And I did it a little high. I don't know why. I've got a few little tickets in over here. Other stuff can go on the front. And it's got a hummingbird on it. So let's get in here and see what I got. It's kind of warped, I guess, because the way she had it sitting on the shelf. But I did an envelope here that I don't know if I considered a paper. Oh, this is a paper clip that's on top of it. It's an altered paper clip I made her. And I didn't really make it a hidden paper clip. This was Happy Birthday 2021. This is one of those pieces of paper that will unfold and keep going. And I just wrote her a little note in there, just so she knew what it was from and who gave it to her. So I put this over top here, and I thought it went really nice with the colors on here. We have a journal card. That's just she likes gardening, so that's what a lot of this is concerned here. I had this digital. I can't remember who I got that digital from. Next time I show you this, I'll tell you what that is from. In case you would like to do one yourself. Did another rub on here. I did some inside paper that was one of the pretty ones from that same pack that this one came from. This little doily, we go out to eat, and we will sometimes get these little doilies, and I'll save them and I'll put them on stuff that we have in my scrapbooks. So anyhow, that's what I did with that. We can look. Well, we got a birdie on that page. I told her to journal in this thing, and it doesn't look like she has. Shame on her. All right, I'm going to stop at this page. But this is just one of those matchbooks. And what it is, it has just a piece of vellum in here and a few little papers. That one has like some stenciling on it. There's a piece of graph paper that I must have smeared some paint on, or spray or something. And that's all that is. This on the front, though, is a stamp. And it's a daisy stamp. And I had this little ladybug that was from something else. I also put some dots on there with my pen with heat embossing, and I put some gold on there so you can see it kind of glitter. I have a little bit of stamping on there. I also did a little bit of marker, light marker. You get a pretty butterfly on the back, and I sewed it in. You can see where I sewed it. So, and I put a bit of tea dye paper, or tea bag, I'm sorry, behind here. And that's one of those Tim Holtz, booklet words. That's all that is. Okay. So, enough of that. We'll put that in here. We'll look at it again soon. And I want to thank everybody for coming to visit and seeing what I'm getting up to today. This year, I'm going to start doing some Happy Mail. So I decided to make a few things. These are those pharmacy bags. And I always take and use the bottom of the bag as the top. I always do it that way. And then I'll fold that up. So I've got actually two. Do I have something I can stick in there? let me let me find something. Here we go. So you can put something in this pocket that's back here, and you can put something in this pocket, which is in front. And then when you glue it in, you also have a big pocket back there. So that's how those usually will work out. But Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy sent me all of these big, big butterflies, and I've been meaning to use them. So since we're doing a butterfly altered book lately, I thought, I'm in a butterfly spirit. So what I did is I had all of these little scraps from these two scrapbooks, and I had done a butterfly journal with them, and I'd been needing to use them up. And that's my thing this year. I'm going to use up what's in my stash, and I'm not going to buy anything if I can help it. I've got 3 gift cards to Michael's, and I bought something at the end of December, and I'm hoping that will hold me for a good part of the year. Anyhow, you can see little butterflies all through here. I think there was one on this page and here, and I cover them up. But I also had some peel-offs that somebody gave me. So they were about friends. So I put those in here. I had a few of these that were extra, and they were actually ovals, and I cut them down. I didn't really like it. This is washi tape. And then there was one paper from one of these 2 scrapbooks that were left over that had this one whole page of flowers with bees and butterflies. So I decided I was going to cut them out, fussy cut them, and put them on here as well. The saying here got a little messed up at the end, but I think it's still good. It kind of rolled up a little bit. But we have a big butterfly here. There's a die cut that I'd done not long ago. You can see my hodgepodge background on there still. Here's another of the same butterfly, but I put this on here first and didn't leave room, so I had to put him on second. And this is Believe in Miracles, and there's that little guy. Most of them have the same background. I did a pink back here, and then a plaid here, and then a pink inside here. And this is a trim that Tommy also gave me. I think there was another piece here you can see. And I put it on that little area right inside of that first pocket. This one has Lifelong Friends, another fussy cut butterfly and flower. And I put Create up here. And another flower die cut that I had left over. And then we have this one. It's got Kindred Spirits on it. This big pink butterfly. And I have Savor Every Single Day. Okay, so that's the 5 that I've got done so far. I do plan to make more because I've been saving these bags forever. I really have. And they went a long way. Now, these are the 2 paper pads. I actually just went ahead and took the tops off of them because I can make journal cards and like bookmarks or whatever out of all these extra pieces here. That's in between. This one as well. That's a whole row of bookmarks, and I can just put like a sticker or something over that and hide it. I don't know about this one though, because that one's really big, but these 3 are easily used. And of course, this pretty little area up here, make a square journal card. That one as well. There we go. You can use all the parts and pieces. Now, this is the back of one. So I'm going to use that as my protection sheet kind of today for our big, large journal cards we're making for the butterfly journal. If you remember the other day when I did these, I had said you might want to put a big, large piece of paper inside. This is some of that, had to grab it so I can remember, backdrops. These are the backdrops. So I just cut them down and put pieces inside. That one has pink on it and like an old look, and I thought that went really well with that one, and it adds stability inside. And you can see I put that there, and I didn't realize that was going to get covered up, but I think I'm fine with that. And I've got one inside of here that looks kind of like a letter, And then I've got one in here that has bright little flowers on it. So each one has its own personal journal card inside. And while we were doing those the other day, I sprayed this up to show you how to do the dip technique and a spray technique. And as you can see, when you use oxides, you can see how milky it gets on the top. Now, you can get that to work in your favor, or you can just, go with it. Now, when you use just Distress ink, it doesn't do that. So I sprayed this one as a second one, just to have it, because I think I've got more than 3 or 4 big pockets in there that need it. Now, I was trying to use this resist spray, and I'll tell you what, it is a pain to try to use. I ended up, because the nozzle gets plugged. Now, I did what they said. I took the nozzle out, unscrewed it, took it out, used the running water, and you're supposed to clear the nozzle. I did that, and it's still clogged up. So when I tried to use it just a minute ago, it went and just wouldn't work. I tried and tried to clean it. So I just took a little spouncer and I laid this down, and you can sort of see the design of the harlequin there. And you can see it on that side as well. And I think I even put a little bit on this one. So that's the way I'm going to have to use it. I really like the idea of a resist technique. And that's why I did this light background, because that's going to show that can be rubbed off. Whatever else I put on top of it, unless it's something like paper or anything. And then I use this. This is the Harlequin stamp, and I just love that one. So what we want to do is, I've got a diamond design going on here. I'm going to use this diamond stencil, and that's up here because it's going on first. Then I'm going to use a little bit of this and that. This is tea bag, and that's some of that gift wrap I had out the other day. I said I was going to use tea bag the other day on those envelopes, and I never did it. Then I have this, which is going to be a heat embossed gold stamp in a diamond lattice design. And I have some little butterflies in case I want to use those. Here's my doily. That's only going to get used on a couple. And then this is only going to get used on a couple, but it's a couple little birdies. I have some butterflies over there I can cut out and put on them as well, that we did the other day in the last video. Then this is something that I got at Hobby Lobby. Hello. No, I think I got that at, what is that? The Dollar Tree? Is it the Dollar Tree? Heck, I can't remember. I can't remember where I got it. Anyhow, I might be using these little diamond designs down there in a few spots with some texture paste. Actually, I don't have texture paste, but I do have grit paste, so we probably will use that. Okay, so let's get started. And these pieces came off on one of those backdrop papers that I finished off. It was a Halloween one, and I thought, those are kind of cool. I can put those on a journal card and then work them over with some, like, maybe some white gesso, and then color them up again, and do a few other things with them. So you might be seeing that in the near future. Just throwing it out there. All right, so our first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little stenciling. So I'm going to set that one over here to the side. We're going to pull this one over just a tad, because we're probably going to use this some dark, or I think I use Vintage Photo on here. So I have a gathered twigs that will give me just a little bit darker shade. So let's try that. I got to find me something to use. Okay, I'm good. I don't know if that's gathered twigs or what that is, but we're okay with it. I'm going to get me a good bit on here. Yeah, it's a darker shade. I don't know what that was to begin with. All right, so I'm going to probably cut this like that way and then that way to make 3 cards out of it. So I'm just going to get up in here somewhere and start going to town with just some kind of a background design. Now this one I got at Hobby Lobby, I know. And it has the 4 different styles on it. And the only thing with this one, it catches. it catches a lot. So you got to watch how you rub it. Yeah, I don't really see it that well, so let's put it a little darker. Now you can be subtle with this. You don't have to have it on there really hard and heavy. We just want to have a little bit of an interest in the background. Yeah, kind of like that. Now I could go down here, see if I could lay that over top of there, and kind of come down here midway with it. And kind of keep going. You can go in a diagonal with it. You can just do it along one side. It's kind of like whatever you want to do. But it's part of the layering process. You're only wanting to put it in certain places, and you're building your scene. Now, I think that's good. I'm going to go over here and add a little bit on this side, and so I can have something over here as well. And, of course, you're probably going to cover up some of this, so, you know, the more you put on that makes you happy, that's the good way to do it. So that's kind of why I'm going down in an angle with this, because depending on where I put something, I'll still have some area left behind of it. I love to watch people on Instagram do those little videos, you know, and I get so many ideas from them. Okay, I think, where am I going? I'm going to go down here. I go to this much trouble, I'm going to invest in a few areas for this to actually show through. There, okay. Now, I guess I'm going to do it to the other one as well. So let's get that one over here. And I've got this one kind of marked off because this is going to be 2 big journal cards. And I figure that's going to be like a bookmark, which I may use in a future little project that'll be next. I'm going to be doing a 5-item challenge with Miss Kyung Shotwell, my design team mama, and Miss Tommy at Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy. We've been seeing like Louise Heinzel and Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. They did some of the 5-item challenge, and you'll pick 5 items, send it to the other couple of people or person that you're doing it with, and then you'll make something. So I think all of ours are coming out this Friday, and I'll have everybody's links in the video that I'll have my 5-item challenge in. So you'll be able to go visit theirs and see what they did with the exact same items. Now, each one of us is going to be sending the other a little envelope, maybe a few freebies, and anything else that comes in that package is fair game to use. The envelope itself, you know, all of those things can be used. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit on here because I think I'm going to make a bookmark. So I'll put some of this in the background, depending on what all is going to go on my bookmark. Or, yeah, I'm not sure. I have a few things from her. I've got some, I think it's collage paper. Or it's a decorative tissue paper. Okay, that's a lot. That may be the bottom part of that. Okay, so that's what we got going there. That can go to the side. And our next area of interest is going to be this. The little bit, and I'm going to just kind of rip it. That's a very square rip, wasn't it? So we're just going to kind of rip it in like a uneven, okay, circle. And I'm going to do a few more. You don't have to have that much on here, and you don't have to have a, you know, certain, you can be a little square with it if you want to. You can even rip these apart when you get down to it. Yeah, that one I'm good with. I can rip on that some more. And I've got some of the Tim Holtz Collage Medium matte. And I'm going to be using that to put this down with. That one had a really flat edge on it, so that can go down there. I'm still debating what I'm going to do with tissues. I've seen people do a type of thing where you actually take and put a little glue down, and then you let it dry, and then you rip it up, and whatever's left is really organic looking, and I really like the idea of that. Now, I'm thinking that I'm supposed to have a few more layers on here so that you can see the resist technique come to light. So I think that might be what we need to do. Go in here with a little bit darker. Let me find my splat box. Okay, I decided what I might want to do first is to go ahead and put some of the tissue down and the napkin. So let's do that. I'm going to put a little bit of my collage medium down here because it dries really fast, and I don't want to waste it if I can help it. Okay, so I don't want to leave it open. So let's go ahead and put us a little bit of that right here, and then we'll spray, because I thought, well, you know, I don't want this to be all white and stuff, so if I sprayed it, that's going to take a bunch of the color in, so we'll do it that way. I'm just winging it if you can't tell. I wasn't really sure how to go about all this. Okay, so I'll put that down right there. Oops. I think I had enough down to hold that. There we go. Okay. And any pieces that hang off, you know, you can cut them off later. I'll put that up here. I like the warm tones of this vintage photo spray. I really liked how that turned out. Okay, now it's actually matching up pretty nicely with this background, to tell you the truth. I guess this is just like using Mod Podge, but it's really fast. Really fast. Okay. And I don't think it would hurt to do some stamping on here if you felt like it, but I've got this other collage paper that's called Aviary, and it's got music notes in it and some pretty birds. So I'm thinking about using that because I think it goes along with the theme of the vintage butterfly book. Yeah, I said that right. And so it'll make it tie in together really well. Okay, what else do we have? I need one more, maybe right in here. Oops. Dig it down just like that. And like I said, it is quick to dry. So let me get the other one over here. And we'll put the rest of them on this one. And just put a little bit right here. Yeah, this is one of the things. I watch what is her name? Zoe Scarpelli, I think, on Instagram. But she's one of the designers for Tim Holtz. And she always makes some really great things. And she always just does things out of a little booklet, a little type of a art journal, I think it is. And she'll just do little experimentations. And it's really interesting to watch. I really enjoy those a lot. Oop. This one's got a little bit of another type of a curve to it. There we go. All right, what have I got left here? I'll put another one right here. And then I've got to figure out what I want to do with my napkin. I'm wondering if I could dry it with the heat gun and have it go really quick. I'm going to put that one right across here. So I got just a little bit on there. Okay, now let me hit that with the heat gun real quick. Whoops, I forgot. I forgot the napkin. I mean the tissue. Not the tissue. The tea bag. I'll get it. I'll get it out. I'll get it out. I promise. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of fun with the tea bag. It's not going to go down all the way. It's going to actually get put in just places and ripped. Oh, I don't want it that big, but oh well. And I'm going to just push it down. And we're going to see how this works. I've seen people do this with book page, and I always thought that was so cool looking how it turned out. Whoops. Let's put us another piece here. Whoa. A piece here. Maybe. I don't know what's going to go down here on the bottom area, so. Maybe I'll throw me a little bit on top, just for kind of insurance. Okay. Then when I get done, I'll hit this with a heat gun. Okay. And one more. That right here. Okay, now the other piece. I'm doing them both about the same, so, you know. I'm trying to use up all of my pieces and parts here. I don't know that you can even see this one that much. Oh well, it adds a little bit. It's another layer, right? Oh, we had a little bit of a power outage yesterday. Excitement, you know. So I didn't get anything done to show you on a video. They were calling for sleet and possible snow. Well, it really only sleeted, and a couple inches at that. But that night, I guess some of the lines got a little taxed, so we had some flashing of the lights. And then it flashed some more. And then it flashed some more. And then it finally just went conk. I had to try to do myself some scrapbooking, or, you know, crafting in the dark. It was an experience. I had a candle back here, but I didn't see too well with it. Okay, I'm done with that. Now, one of the tips that is said about this is you can put this in like a piece of saran wrap or something and coil it up, and it, that didn't do too well, but it will keep your glue and stuff moist, and it doesn't dry out your brush. So I'm going to put a couple of clothespins on it. That's what I have in hand. I'm going to close up this end, and it's going to stay dry for me right there. So we will get to the next step here. Well, I can't say that this is working out right. It's not ripping. I mean, it's taking the whole surface off. Isn't that something? Don't worry, we're going to spray it. So I'm going to be able to cover that back up again. But I don't understand. Maybe I should have used some fabric tack, or you have to let it set overnight or something. Something's not right here. And it's not like it's letting go. It's all stuck together, so I can't just rip parts of it off. Okay, so let me fix this. Okay, With this one is the one that got ripped off. This one, I went ahead and used my stuff and just glued it all the way down, so I wouldn't have those rip holes. So they're a little different. Okay, the sprays we're going to use, I've got Ice Spruce for a little dark, Vintage Photo again, and Peeled Paint. They're all spray stains, so I won't be getting that, you know, cloudy look that the oxides always do. So what we're going to do is just kind of, did I have the, yeah, I tried to do on this side the, what you call it, the, the, the resist spray. So we're going to put that over here. Going to do a little bit more here. Trying to get that kind of covered up. Yeah, it don't really look bad with that white area there. Not really. Okay. And then we're going to put some green on here, because I've got the collage paper has green. Whoa. That was more green I think I wanted. So put a little extra. Okay. Now we're going to add a little bit of water. And let that kind of soak in. And we're going to see what we get. I can't say that it's actually soaked into the holes here, so why don't we just take our little finger and rub it around. Yeah, why not? So I know it's going to go in there. Yeah. You know, sometimes you might get a complete mess, but other times you might get a treasure. But it's one of those things where you just keep trying. I've got a little bit of green over here. It's not moving, so. Come on. There we go. It's starting to move now. So you can always dip off when it goes down to the edges. And if you don't like the look of the rivulets, you can always try something else, like dabbing it off. So we're going to try that. I've already covered this with one item, so let's try this and just get off our excess, and then we'll dry it. Alright, let's run our heat gun on it real quick. I think with me spraying, I messed up my diamond design. I can see a little bit of it, but not much. But I can see the resist spray coming out over here. Can you see it? I can see that diamond. Yeah. So at least something worked. At least something worked. Okay. Let's see about getting this all done. And then I'm going to wipe that off and see if that resist spray really works. Where is that? Yeah. You put a little bit of water on there. And what you're supposed to be able to do is wipe off whatever might have hit it on the top. I do believe it came out. It's subtle. It was really smeared, though, when I did it. So, yeah. Okay, put that aside to dry. And on to the next. Let's dry this one. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to do about the same colors. This one was already Vintage Photo, so maybe I should just go in here with a little bit of the green, just for a little variation. I don't really want to lose my, oops, I I don't want to lose my diamond design, though. I really like that. So I'm just going to kind of poke around the outside edges mostly with the spray. Yeah, maybe like that. Okay. And we may just get a little movement there. I can go out to the outside. Might have to fill my gun or my bottle back up. Good grief. Alright. Yeah, I don't want to put so much on there I'll lose what I want to keep. Alright. That just gave us a little bit of a green tint to this, which is nice. Oh yeah, I really like that. Look how it's soaked into the tea bag. Now that was the way to go, just to put the whole tea bag down. Rhoda. Okay. So I'm hoping that I'm noticing some of my resist technique under there. I can sort of see it. I think I need a little bit more over there. What do I want to go with? Let's go with this darker color. Yeah, just along the edge, so we don't hurt anything. So, yeah. Now, let's see what that actually does. I'm going to actually just dry it like that. Let's see what happens. I think when I put the water on there, it makes my diamonds disappear. I know I had some more resist technique somewhere. Oh, I see it. I can see it right there. So let me do that. And I'll just leave it strong right there. Okay. How's this one? It's kind of in the dark. I know you can see it. There we go. Oh, I can see the resist technique. Yeah. Not so much on that side, but I think I covered a lot of that up. Okay. Okay, here's the way they turned out. I really like this one. It's so good and grungy looking. And that was the one we left the tea bag on, and it soaked up that excess ink. So you got patches of the dark. And I really like that. That was the one that started out as all vintage photo. Now this one, you know, and now I used only distress ink on here. I did not use oxide. And as you can see, the oxide is kind of like taken over. So I'm not all that crazy about an oxide, I can tell you that. Now I took this stamp, and I think I got these at Hobby Lobby. Yes, I did. Way back when. And I have to usually put it on my clipboard. It's just too big. It won't fit on anything else. So what I usually will do is take my Versamark stamp pad and go over it like that. And then we'll go in here and put some of this down. I've got a little bit of a curl to the paper, but, you know, what can you do? So if it didn't go down all the way, I am okay with that, because I want it to be kind of patchy. Now we'll go on this other side as well and try to do the same thing. And the way this is so bumpy, I don't think I'm going to have a very, you know, solid impression. So that's good. Okay. I'm going to use that on the next one as well. Now, this is some glitter ink, or glitter powder Mom got me. It says clear gold. But I don't like it as much, but I'm going to see how it does on here. And what I need to do is put this down and just kind of roll it around the page. That's what we're going to do. And hope it doesn't go everywhere. So, try to do it like that and that. Oh, it's picking up. Oh, it's kind of pretty. It's actually kind of pretty. Oh, oh. It's catching up most of the distress ink as well. I don't understand this. I don't know what I do. Do I not let it dry or what? What's going on? Ugh. All right. Ugh, stuff got everywhere. Okay. Well, as you can see, the whole thing is covered. Even. All right. Well, we'll see what we end up with. That's just how it's going to go. All right. Now I'm going to get some of this. Oh, I knocked it over. Some of this back on here, and we're just going to do a small patch on this one, although that one's probably the one I would rather have mostly covered. Okay. Actually, I'll tell you what, we're going to use another one on this one. Okay, we're trying something different with this one. I've got this little bowl of excess distress glaze and distress or embossing powder. I'm sorry. I'm kind of thrown off. Okay, so anyhow, we're going to see about putting a little bit right here in the center. Right there. And this side too, because it needs something. It's just covered in that oxide. And I'm not happy about it. Alright, so let's put this down on this side. And I didn't put any in the middle because that's my bookmark. Okay, so what we need to do now is sprinkle us a little on here and see what we get. This one may be a little bit more dry, so I don't have to worry so much about it sticking to everything. Oh, that's a little bit better. Yeah, see it? Got little tiny pin dots everywhere. Now it is sticking to patches like the big areas, which I figured it would do. I did figure that. Okay, and then this side, it's stuck where the oxide went on last. Oh. Okay. I got a little bit left for something else. But since I think this is a lot of distressed glaze, I think it's going to be all right. All right, we're going to get our gun and start heating this and see what we get. All right, hurry up. Ooh, I must have had some copper in there. That's metallic. Yeah. Remember, we still have napkin to put on here. And the doily. We're still in the layering phase. You can see it. I'll turn it to the side and you can probably see it turn. It's real glistening. Ooh. That looks nice and burnt there in that middle area. Look at it around that piece of tissue. I'm going to do the other half here in a minute, but I'm going to start the other one, let you see how that starts. Boy, is that shining. Woo. I'm going to have glitter everywhere in here. Oh, I don't know if this is going to be good for the journal, the vintage butterfly journal. I might have to just make these as, you know, gift mail or happy mail. I don't think they're going to go. Oh, there we go. It wasn't turned yet. Woo. I think I have to lay it on there longer. Yeah, it's like a covering of glitter. But at least maybe with this glitter it won't come off. Whew. Okay, well, I'm going to finish this off screen. But yeah, that's interesting. I don't know that I'm going to use it in the butterfly journal, but, you know, that's different. Shoo. It's a good thing I like grungy, because they sort of turned out grungy. You can see the little diamonds on there. And you can see where the last of that spray that I put on there stuck. And this embossing powder always sticks to it. I have no idea why. Now this is a little on the rough side because of that glitter. But I think it kind of turned out pretty. I'm still on the fence about using it, but, you know, for my vintage journal. Now we still have our doily here. And then we have a few little birds that we are going to work with on our surface. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this apart. And we'll see what we can do with this little bird napkin. And we're going to turn it over. I'm going to show you how to do one. And I showed you this the other day, I think, but just for anybody that's new on here and hadn't tried this, you have 2 layers. Well, actually 3. 2 of them you want to take off. So there's one. And usually there's another one. There we go. It's very thin. You're able to see through the napkin itself when it comes off. So, and sometimes you want to be careful because the napkin may rip, but most times you're okay. All right, see how easy that was? And then when I come back, I'm going to show you how to go around it with a little water brush and get those birdies out of there. Now you can rip this, or if you've got a water brush, you can use that. But I'm going to go around the outside edge of these birds. And usually you can see the water. If you need to feed some more, go ahead. I do like the little berries. I'm going to try to keep most of that. And then you just kind of pull away. The wet will tear that really easily for you. So I don't think I had enough water there. You can always go back in and add more. There we go. So I'm going to make the other 2 just like that. Okay, I'm going to decorate up this one side. I'm not sure what I want to do with this one because I really like that background. And I may just put a butterfly on it. And something else. But I had this from before. I did glue page, and then I put some paper down, a book page down. Then I used it at a book page, and then I showed you on a video how to make your own background. So that's what this is from. And I thought I would put a little bit up behind here. So what we want to do is use a piece of paper here and put that down first. And I gotta find me some place to roll it out. There we go. And I just thought this one would be the best way to kind of decorate up that back. I want to use that doily for that gold one. Okay, so this is just going to go right over here, kind of like that. And I'm going to cut off the excess, but I did want the couple of pieces of book page to show. Okay, so we're going to do it like that. Then we're putting the other one down on the left side up here. Oh, okay. And then that's going to go up here and go down where mostly the book page is showing. And then we're going to use our collage medium to put on our napkin. I'm just going to open it up this time, and we're going to go right out of the jar. I don't think I'll be letting it dry out. We're going to go up in here. And mostly you can like put it down to a certain extent and then just go in behind it. So you kind of know where you're going. Like here, I know I need to go here, go up in here, go down. And then you want to go over it as well so you don't get any bubbles. But it just takes a little time to put it on. And you want to make sure everything goes down really smoothly. The collage medium acts as a sealant in a way, so you don't have to worry about it coming up. I did have a bottle of this stuff, and it got used up fast. I loved it. I used it on making book covers. Okay, so that one's done. Oh, yeah, you need to be careful. I didn't have anything vital in that spot, but you you have to watch your napkin. Let's see if I can take that little piece off. I don't think, like I said, it had anything vital on it that I wanted to keep, so we can lose it. All right. Now what I'm going to do is trim off that excess. Oop. And that piece will basically be ready. I do need to do a back on it, and I need to do, if I'm going to make it like a big journal card, I just need to round the corners. And that's all I'll have to do. Okay, but that's done. It needs to dry a little bit. And I need to do the edges in some dark ink. I'll probably do that as well. But there's our little birdie. I can also stamp on that, since I might want to do some little butterflies and things on it to tie it into the butterfly journal. I'll do that as well. You'll see that in the thumbnail. I don't think I got enough time right now. All right, so let's put this aside. And now we're going to do this one. And what we're going to do is probably cut this in half. I'm going to use half of it on one side, half of it on the other. Kind of like that, I believe I'd like to do. Now this is the one I think I was going to cut in half that way and then that way. So this is a big empty area here, so I'd probably go down here with that one. And then I'll cover it with a couple of more of these little birdies. Like that one could be like that. This one could go over here, kind of on the side. No, I think he's going to be too big. Maybe we'll go for that. Now, if you had any extra, well, no, that doesn't look good on here, does it? That book page. Okay, but this is probably what I'll do to this page. I'm going to go back over here, and we're going to do the other side in the butterfly. So let's see, what else are we going to put on here for the butterfly? Okay, I found this cute little piece that I had from a while back. And it was a cutout. I needed the circle to be cut out to do like a specimen tag, I think it was. So I always liked it. So we went around it in some ground espresso. And we're going to go over the back of it with some... Well, actually, I don't need to use this anymore, do I? Actually... Well, you know, I forgot all about using this collage paper I pulled out. So we'll go back over there to the glittery one, and we'll see about putting a little bit of that collage paper on the background, because it definitely needs something. All right, we're going to put this kind of like right here in the center. I can't help it. I guess I'm going to have to cover up the goodie in the very center and hope for the best. All right, and then we're going to put a butterfly right in the middle. And that's kind of all we're going to do to that one, besides ink up the edges and maybe round the corners. I think that's about the only thing I need to do. Okay. Okay, about like that. I think I want it that way. So, get his antennae down. And that one's basically done. No, I don't need to do that. Okay, I totally decided not to use this. It just didn't speak to me. It didn't really look like it went on either one of my pages. So I just I'll use it on another project. But don't be hesitant to do that. Don't, you know, just to say, this doesn't work for me. I'm not going to use it. Don't worry about it. Just, you'll use it again at another time when it is right. But, so I found this. I had stamped this a while back. The Sky's the Limits. So I thought I'd put that here with my butterfly. And this page is going to be cut here for a long journal card, and then cut here. So I'll have this on one side, like that, and then this on the other side. And if I choose to put a saying on one of these, I may, actually I might put this one on here. Cherish every moment. I did ink it up a little bit because it was on a white piece of paper to give it some grunge. I'll put it on this really gold area right here because I'm not hurting anything right in that spot. So, yep. Now, all I have to do is cut that apart, ink my edges, round the corners, and put something on the back. And you know, this, like this right here, is perfect. I could use this as the outside, the white. It could be written on. So any of your pieces and parts you got lying around, don't be hesitant to use them. Okay, now this is this Hello Hobby reusable stencil. And I wanted to use and do something down here, and I wasn't sure what. I need to cap my glue. So I told you I was going to use some texture paste. Well, here it is. I'm going to use this grit paste, and we're going to put it right here. I needed something. Now, this is grit paste, so it's sort of gray. I don't want to colorize it or anything. And it's got little black spots in it, so it's going to be nice and grungy. And instead of putting a butterfly down here, I think I'm going to put that on there. And then I'm not going to put anything on the other side. This is the only spot I'm going to put this. Although it may put me a piece. I may put it up there as well. Okay, and see how it is? It's real cool. I got it to do tombstones, but I never did any tombstones with it back at Halloween. So, we'll just use it for this. And I'm going to set this right here and put me a nice diamond here. I'm going with my theme of diamonds. I really like that idea, where everything look like it will pull together on the different layers. Okay, see, it's kind of a gray, and then you're going to pull it right up. And see, it's not too bold, but it does reflect this gray over here. And I'm going to pull this over to the side and do the same thing right here. You will be able to see a little bit more of this one because it's going to hang off. See if I can get some of this on my... There we go. And try to stay within your stencil area. Sometimes people will secure these down. I just wing it. I just wing it. Okay. There. Hopefully that did... Yeah, that did good. I'll leave that there so I don't mess up my mat. I don't know what I was thinking, doing mixed media with my beautiful new mat. So I would like to thank everybody for coming to visit and for joining me today to see what I was up to. I'll be showing you what these look like later. I'm probably going to find a saying to put in here as well. I just haven't got one at the moment. But thank you. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.